Hello traders and future traders. So welcome to this journey thread. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how to grow a small account. We're going to be reviewing 5 things in this video. We're going to be talking about the why. Why are we doing this 25K challenge to grow a small account? I'm going to share my background a little bit. Then I'm going to be talking about the plan. So how I plan to execute this whole entire thing. What brokers are we going to use, for example? What about the pattern day trader rule? All those things. Then we're going to be talking about the strategy for a little bit and the screener. And then just the overall process, such as, accountability and how can you guys follow along so you can learn from it and use it to improve your own trading. Remember, if you guys find this free content useful, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button. You'll make my day and you'll also make it easier for other traders to find this content. Now, without further ado, let's just dive right into it. And the best way to do that, like always, is to share my screen. Here's a little article. I put it together about the challenge as well. But you can check out the whole entire thing if you want at Trade to Win, which is a forum, a trading forum where I have my journey thread. Okay, so let's see if we can get this whole thing done in just a few minutes. Boom, point number 1. So why do I want to do this whole entire thing? It's really just, I want to start focusing on really perfecting something I've always done. So I've been trading for over 6 years now, really since 2011. So that's more like 8 years. But right when I was getting really serious on it and it was really turning into my main income source, I went full board with a different project, Enslow, which is a software company. So we were providing software solutions for various applications, and I basically went all in on that, which really took a toll on my trading. I basically couldn't trade anymore for several years, but that really allowed me to do many cool things. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in point number 2, the background, but just know that now I'm getting fully back into trading, and this is the perfect time to make a journey thread, because when you get back into something, you're obviously a little bit rusty at it. So instead of just jumping full blown into it and funding a big trading account, why not see if I can get back to my roots, focus on my strategy, and then kind of grow up from there, and then just be consistent. Because the most important thing about trading at first isn't really making money, it's just not blowing up an account. And if you can do that, all you need to do is increase your position size. And so if we can do this 25K challenge, then we can successfully trade. So, this challenge really will show a lot. Now, also, the reason I want to be sharing this whole thing is because there's no point in being secretive about your trading. Now, if you have some sort of bot that's doing some sort of crazy thing like Renaissance technology or something like that, maybe you could be a little bit more secretive. But what we're doing is pretty straightforward. We're trading small caps. We're looking for momentum. We're trading breakouts. I personally like dip buying a lot more, so I'm going to be focusing a lot more on morning panic. But these are all strategies. There's no real secret about it, right? It's really just figuring out how it works for you and mastering kind of yourself, right? And when I first started trading, I wasn't very sure with myself in terms of, what's my trading strategy. I was following a lot of people, and that kind of makes you want to be a little bit more secretive because you just don't fully understand the trading yet. So how are you supposed to be talking about it? But looking back at all of my trading, I know exactly what I want to do. So, focusing on this trading and then sharing everything. The only thing that I think really can happen is I just learn from it, and I learn from you guys. And just sharing things, I've already been pointed out a few things that either I was doing wrong or I didn't know. Just recently, for example, I completely thought that cash accounts were under the PDT rule, the pattern day trader rule. They're not. So just little things like that, by sharing what I do, I've been learning a lot. So that's also another reason why I want to go ahead and share everything. The last point into the why is really this one right here, growing my network and just learning from each other. It's kind of what I talked about already a little bit, but ultimately, if I could go back in time, if I could go back to, let's say 2011 or 2012, when I first started really diving into trading, I would have, the one thing that I would have done besides documenting my trades and really just constantly studying my past trades is growing my network. And that means, going to more trading events, more trading conferences, physically meeting people one-on-one, and talking about trading, sharing ideas, and just kind of being involved in a network of traders. Sometimes it's really easy if you don't have any trading friends, or this is sometimes a very niche thing. Then some of your friends probably don't understand what you're doing, and then you can just maybe kind of get lost in your own world a little bit. It really helps just to grow your network and keep talking to other traders, and that's also why I wanted to share my whole entire 25K challenge journey with you guys. Point number 2, my background. What is my background? Where do I come from? Why am I qualified or unqualified to talk about this? Well, I was a former trader when I was in New York City. If you knew me back in New York City, you knew I was trading like a madman. There were chart patterns just on the walls, just printouts of all these different stocks, things going exponential, or maybe some of my favorite patterns. Anyway, that's when I was really taking it serious, and I was doing exactly the same trading that I was doing now. I was trading small caps, I was trading dips, I was trading breakouts. Sometimes I would have, a $500 day. Sometimes I would lose $500 in a day, but overall I was getting pretty consistent. I also lived right next to the New York Stock Exchange. Here's even a picture of me and Jim Cramer. I was just fully in the trading atmosphere, and it was really good fun at the time. However, as I said before, I did stop trading to grow my Saas company. This is Enslow, and we were doing several things. We were building a lot of marketing software for companies, and at the time we actually went ahead and opened offices around the world. We had an office in Bulgaria, so I was in Europe a lot, and right now I'm actually in Europe as well, and I was just traveling a lot. It was just crazy, and I was really just focusing on the company, and then I was kind of focusing a lot on traveling, and then I was kind of going through a phase of just everywhere. And I definitely didn't have time for trading at that moment. I know there's some traders out there that are just famous for trading and traveling, but I was traveling, I was working on the company. I was also building my portfolio, and I just wasn't really actively trading at the time. So that was a few years that I took off from trading. However, at one point, our company, Enslow, actually started paying out many of our clients in cryptocurrency. So around the beginning of 2017, which ironically was also the time that Bitcoin just exploded, was the time that our company started buying and selling cryptocurrency, and just to pay out our clients, right? It's not like we were holding or anything like that. I was simply buying that day to sell, to transfer to our clients Bitcoin, because that was one of our payment options. And then eventually it became one of the main payment options. And so I was just constantly every Tuesday buying cryptocurrency to pay our clients. So eventually, I couldn't really do that very long without catching the trading bug and being like, I need to get back into trading. So I applied a lot of my equities trading strategies to the crypto market, and I was able to consistently grow our accounts. Now, I'm still trading cryptocurrency. I do a little bit more swing trading with cryptocurrency since the market moves a little bit slower. I know you're probably thinking, Alex, what do you mean cryptocurrency moves slower than stocks? Well, it's true, it does. Check out the charts, check out the cryptocurrency charts on intraday. They are like this. Now, there's a few times in the day where there's finally a little bit of momentum, but overall, trading cryptocurrency is a little bit slower. Now, I love trading cryptocurrency, but I did realize that there's massive advantages to trading stocks. So after about 2 years of trading crypto more or less solely and growing our portfolio and all that fun stuff, I decided to get back into trading stocks a little bit, and that's really what this journey is about. So first, I want to really focus on getting my strategy, getting de-rustified, I guess you can say, and then really start growing the accounts. But first, I just need to get back into the groove of things. So that's really what this whole challenge is about. If I had to quickly say the 3 advantages to trading equities over crypto, first of all, I would say 1, trading stocks is much, much cheaper. Right now, a lot of the exchanges are $0 commissions, while the crypto brokerages, they're percentage based. So if you're trading with a small account size, you don't really notice the fees. But if you're trading, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 position sizes, then it's really, really aggressive. You're paying like $60 per trade with cryptocurrencies. And if you want to learn more about my trading fees and all that stuff, the cryptocurrencies, check out the video. It's going to pop up somewhere here. But on Coinbase, we had over $1 million in trading volume, and we were paying some pretty heavy fees at one point. So definitely check out that video if you have not already. Number two is really the fact that the crypto market intraday is sometimes very slow. That's why I oftentimes swing trade cryptocurrency, is because there's no opening bell and you never really know when that big spike is going to happen. When you trade stocks, you know, okay, let's say I only want to trade the morning open. So 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, I know for that first hour or maybe 2 hours, that's when I'm going to be trading, and that's it. Then I'm done with trading. You don't really have that with cryptocurrency, which can be great, but it could also be a little bit crazy because the market's always open. So it's a bit more like Forex. I guess that's really the reasons I think I counted wrong. So there's slow intraday, there's super high fees with cryptocurrencies, and there's no closing and opening volume. So I guess the first and last point are kind of the same. Basically, I missed that opening bell, and that's really what we have with stocks, and you don't really have with cryptocurrency. Although I must say, with cryptocurrency, you do have those, 1, 2, 3 times a day where you have that volume. And when you trade cryptocurrency every day, like I do, you realize that, for example, midnight in Berlin, there seems to always be a spike. I've also noticed about 6:30 a.m. there's about a spike, usually with cryptocurrency. So that's like midnight Eastern Standard Time. So there are spikes. However, you never know really when they're going to happen. So it's a little bit harder to plan for that. Anyway, now I have a lot more free time with the company. It really kind of started kind of aging very nicely, and so did our team. So now I have my, a few things that I need to focus on with the company, Enslow, and our affiliate network and whatnot. So that gives me a lot more time to do trading. Now let's dive into the good stuff. What is the plan? How are we going to reach these goals? So first of all, I want to be growing an account past the 25K kind of PDT limit. So PDT is a rule. I'm going to make a video on this if you guys want me to, but ultimately I cannot make more than 3 roundhouse trades per 5 business days, which is a really stressful rule actually for new traders, because they can't, let's say, get aggressive or, start cutting a position and then re-entering a position, which can be really helpful, constantly readjusting your positions. And this is something I've really noticed has been really hard with this challenge. Now we're about a month and a half into the challenge, and sometimes I overthink my trading because I get too conservative in the mornings, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to waste this trade. I only have this one trade today. But then I get, overly aggressive if I don't trade. And then, I don't know, sometimes that rule kind of messes me up a little bit. I have a video that I came out with on Friday about my trading psychology and how this rule has affected my trading psychology. So if you want to check that video out, definitely go ahead and do so. Here is how the thumbnail looks. Since I'm not able to do a lot of trades, this really gives me the time to focus on those key positions and really focus on risk management. So that is really what I'm going to be doing for the next, I guess, total of 3 months. So till the end of 2019. And that it's just really looking for sniper trades, really focusing on those perfect positions, really focusing on studying my strategy and reviewing past trades and constantly improving it. So that's really what's going to be going into the end of 2019. Well, basically always, but that's really what this challenge is going to allow me to do. Since I can't overtrade, I have to really focus on those perfect trades. And one of the last things I want to talk about is, since I believe in cash flow so much, I don't know if it's because Grant Cardone pushed it down my throat, or if it's just because it's a really smart idea. Simply, I like any business activity that I do, I simply like to pay myself consistently. So with crypto trading, I take money out of that account all the time, which is pretty good, because when we had that big hack where one of our accounts was totally cleared out, I've constantly paid myself out of that account for over a year. So luckily, that account was not a total loss. And that's why I like to always have my cash flows in check. However, I won't be taking any money out of my trading accounts till roughly $10,000, because with $10,000, then I could really scale my position sizes, and then everything will be growing much more naturally. Ultimately, I really want to be focusing on hitting that $25,000 goal. Now, to get back to the PDT rule for a quick second, right now in November, we're just about over $4,000. So I have an IRA account, and in that account is a cash account. So I can trade as much as I want in that account. except there's the 2-day settling period for any of your trades that you make. So if I trade, let's say $1,000 in my cash account, I will not have access to that $1,000 for another 2 days. So if I put $3,000 in that cash account and I take three $1,000 trades, I can make, let's say, 3 trades that first day, let's say on Monday, and then I have to wait till Wednesday till I can make another 3 trades. So what I want to do is kind of spread out my cash a little bit. I have $3,000 in a cash account, and then I have $1.5 thousand in a margin account, and then I want to be trading with an average position size of about $1.5 thousand, which if you add it all up and do all the math, that gives me about 9 trades per week. So 3 trades in my margin account and 6 trades in my cash account. And that's how I'm able to kind of squeeze out a little bit more trading. I'm also opening an account at an offshore broker, and I'm going to test it out a little bit, see if I like it. And if it's something I like, or if it's something I don't like and there's a really good reason behind it, I'll be sure to make that into a video as well. But for now, that's my current strategy, and that's kind of how I have been doing it. However, my cash has been kind of a little bit over here, a little bit over there. So right now I need to kind of still get it into this allocation. And then at the end of every month, I want to reallocate my accounts so I can evenly grow or take position sizes. And ultimately, there's going to be more money in the IRA account because that one is a cash account, which will allow me to increase my trading as long as the position sizes are all in good ratio. Now I'm documenting all of my trades at tradejournal.co, and if you want access to this Google Sheet to see exactly what I'm doing, I'll have the link in the video description below, or if you're on Trade to Win, there is a quick links thing at the end of the first post on this thread where you can track all my trades on this trade journal, and you'll go right into my trade journal where you can see everything that I am doing. And also, here is the trade that we closed out today, a nice little 4% profit. Okay, very quickly, this is the 25K challenge outline that I have kind of prepared for myself. So here is a very rough benchmark of some ratios that I think I can easily hit. And this is a very conservative ratio, I would say, besides maybe the average loss. I think the average loss is probably going to be a little bit higher, probably maybe around 5 or something like that, maybe even 6. But ultimately, I know my winning ratio is about 63%. So this is still very conservative. Ultimately, though, if we start with a position size of about $4,000, and in the future, I'm going to have this new tab called Portfolio, or I'm going to add it to my monthly tab. But ultimately, you'll be able to see what my position size is based on any cash that I deposit or withdraw and any added trades, and it's going to be constantly adjusted. So just keep an eye out for that. And if we end the month with a nice little profit, about $800, which really is a 20% account growth, so take a note of that. That's actually quite sizable growth. We will then start the next month with about $4,800, and again we'll be able to grow our accounts, let's say like that. So if we are able to follow this fairly conservative, I would say, and I hope it's extremely conservative projection, then next year we should be in October well above our $25,000 limit. Now, if at any point, I increase my trading or we have some, nice blow away trades, just a few little adjustments to this can make a massive difference. For example, since we're going to be able to do more trades, about 9 trades per week, and I make this 9, and then I obviously have to change the trade allocation to about 33. You can see that this really changes the stats already. That means in roughly August, we would be hitting our $25,000. So, it's just very small changes to your trading strategy can make you hit these goals a lot quicker. And then basically you can really see that if we are just consistent with this fairly conservative estimate, although of course, sometimes you have a month where you lose money, so this isn't really calculated for that. But let's say this is a rough estimate of a total average, then it's really once you get past this $25,000 limit and you can increase your trading, that's when you start making a lot more money. And that's why I don't really want to take out any money of these trading accounts till at least $10,000. And ultimately, I really don't want to be taking out cash till about $25,000, $30,000, because that's when we can really start allocating more funds to the trades. I can take unlimited amount of trades. So all that good stuff is really going to be coming together. So if you guys want to play with this chart yourself, remember, just go to tradejournal.co and copy this sheet so you can test it out yourself. All you have to do is go to File and then click Make a Copy, and then you can copy the whole entire sheet and play around with it yourself. Also on tradejournal.co, remember that over here are all the tutorial videos on how to use it. And then if you want to have exactly what we are using right now, just click on the, we're using the monthly version. So click on the monthly version. And what I'll probably be doing is adding another field right here that says the small caps or $25,000 challenge example. So you could probably click on this as well. I haven't added that yet, but I will probably go ahead and do that in the future. Okay, so point number 4, let's talk about the strategy. How am I going to be trading to reach, $25,000? How am I going to grow $4,000 into $25,000? Well, first, I want to be only trading mornings. That's really important to me. It really frees up my day. Obviously, with posting videos on YouTube and working on Trade Journal and still working on the other company and just God knows what else, and also traveling still, even though I'm really trying to reduce traveling. I want to really only trade the morning open. I don't want to do anything else. Also, one of my biggest issues when I was first starting to trade was simply holding on to bad trades. And that actually happened to me in October. So when I first started this challenge, we took a loss of 60%. Luckily, it was a tiny position size because I knew I first needed to get my kind of groove back in my groove. But if you come over here to the trade journal and we go to the and we go to the day trades, and you just scroll to the top over here, and this really ruined my stats. This really killed my statistics. You can see my 6 trades. This was in October. So on my number 6 trade, I took a 55% loss with a position size of about $1,100. So $617 loss. And this is because I held a trade too long. I held a trade that was illiquid overnight, and it was just a complete disaster. So this one trade really set me back quite a bit, even though, my winning average is right now just under 60%. It was a little higher, but then I had all these little mini losses right here, which none of them were really too bad, but ultimately they definitely were a bit of a drain. So that is why I don't want to do any swing trading. I want to do 0 swing trading. I don't want to think about swing trading when it comes to stocks. I only want to be trading the morning open. If the trade doesn't work within just a few minutes, I'm out of there. I rarely want to hold overnight. If I'm holding overnight, there has to be a really good reason why I'm holding overnight. The stock has to be closing with some strong momentum. There has to be good news. There's got to be a good catalyst. There's just got to be a lot of things going for it, or else I'm not going to hold overnight. I'm not even going to hold past maybe 30-45 minutes, basically anything. So that's a big part of my strategy now, simply because I don't want to hold any bags. So I'm looking mainly for morning panics, and I'm looking for, trading small caps. And basically what I mean by small caps is, I have this market cap screener from 2 million to max, and I know max doesn't really make a lot of sense for that, but I might adjust that. But right now I like to keep, see what's moving on my screener. But usually anything over, 200 million or 250 million is kind of the max that I have been trading. I'm also looking for a last price, so a current stock price between, 1 cent and $10, which is also a pretty big spread, I gotta admit. And I've kind of already tailored that a little bit to more around, $5. I love the stocks that are moving around $5. Closer to $2 is sometimes nice too, but over $10 I'm really not looking for. And those sub penny stocks I'm also not really looking for either. And I still need to collect more data to figure out exactly which ones are working for me. But this right now is how I have my screener set up. And in the future, I'm going to be coming out with a video on this screener alone. So if you guys have not already, definitely go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit that bell icon too, so you will be notified of any future videos. And if you forgot the first time, take this opportunity to go ahead and hit that like button. If you left a comment below or are thinking about leaving a comment below about what platform I use TD Ameritrade. I really like them. I've been using them since I basically began. I like their support. It's top notch. They have great fees, of course. It's just, it's not an offshore account. So with that $25,000 limit, pattern day trader rule, it's just a little bit tough. You got to grow your account over that rule. There's really nothing else you can do unless you want to go offshore. The last point I want to be talking about really quickly is the process. To help me stay as transparent as possible and help you guys to follow along with what I'm doing, I'm going to be making a daily watch list. I'm going to be posting that to the small cap thread, the trade to win thread. So every day I will post here about my watch list, and I will be doing a live trading live streams. That's a weird thing to say. So on YouTube, 5 times per week, starting about 9-10, I will start the live stream. I'll review the watch list, and then we will do about 30 minutes of live trading. Sometimes it will go a little bit longer if I'm currently in a trade or if I'm about to enter a trade, but ultimately it should be under an hour of live streaming. So you will see every day what I'm doing, my account growing or shrinking, and you'll see it all. I'll also be doing lessons along the way, so video specific. I have a video planned later this week on how you can get the dollar volume on your TD Ameritrade account. And if you don't know what that is, basically on my TD Ameritrade, you will see right over here, there's a column called dollar volume, and you have to custom program that. And that way you know exactly how much the dollar volume is being traded instead of just seeing the amount of shares being traded. Because honestly, let's just face it, guys, nobody wants to do that calculation in their head every time they look at a different stock. Because usually under the volume, you would see more or less, let's say 287,000 shares are being traded and the stock is trading at $7.20. And you're just like, wait a second, how much money is being traded right now? So that kind of always does that calculation for you. And for me, it helps me identify stocks that I want to be trading. So if you have not already, subscribe and hit that bell icon too, so you won't miss that future upcoming video. Another way to stay updated with this journey is I post a lot of it on Twitter. So definitely go ahead and check me out on Twitter. My handle is Mr. Alex Winkler. I also like to think that I post some good music on there every now and then too. So we'll see if you agree with me. And one last thing, if you're wondering what brokers are the best to use for a small account, again, I use TD Ameritrade. I do have an account with Robinhood and Webull, but ultimately their trading platform isn't really something that I myself enjoy for day trading. If it is something that you like, go for it, all the power to you. This is a very subjective thing, but to me, TD Ameritrade gives me way more of what I need to day trade. Again, guys, if you want to check out any more about the process, the strategy, the plan, my background, or the why I'm doing this whole entire thing anyway, just go over to enzo.com and you will find this blog post. That link will also be in the video description below. So I cannot wait to continue this journey and have you guys join me along for the ride. The goal is to really set ourselves up for 2020, not really to make, some blow away awesome money right now. It's really just to be building that foundation so we are ready, and once we have a larger account size, and then we can start making some real money. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And if you did not see that live stream today, go and check out the last video because we had a really nice 4.5 roughly % profit trade today. Other than that, I will see you guys again roughly at 9-10 tomorrow for some more live trading. Till then, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.